Hey, and welcome back to another video. So in this video, we'll be taking a look at the iPhone 7 and seeing what it's like running iOS 15 here in 2021. Now, the iPhone 7 was initially released on September 16th of 2016, which makes it 5 years old at this point. It is one of the phones that supports iOS 15 alongside the older iPhone 6s and first generation SE as well. This means that this phone will be getting iOS 16 as its final update. So 15 is definitely not its final update. And I can say that because the 6S and the SE first gen got iOS 15. So it's only obvious that the 7 will get one more update than them, which is iOS 16. But for now, let's take a look at iOS 15 and what it's like running on the iPhone 7. I won't be covering all the features on this. You can go watch a new features video for that. This video is just to show you the performance and the battery life and everything that you need to know that's important with such a major update on an older phone like this. And as usual, please consider hitting that like button down below as it helps this video get on YouTube's algorithm. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell notification button so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. I'm on Instagram, Discord, and Twitter, and you can follow me on those using the links down in the description below. I'd also like to point out that this video is segmented into many parts such as performance, battery life, browser performance, gaming, and so on. So if you want to jump to a specific section, you can go ahead and click that specific section. I'll also include timestamps down in the description below so you can jump to whichever section of this video you want. And now let's jump right into this video. So first, let's start off by general performance, app opening speeds, multitasking, and stuff like that. And we'll follow it up with some gaming, a browser demo, and just general performance overall. Now, I also must point out that this phone is not going to get all the new features of iOS 15 that the newer iPhones would get. Obviously, it's an older phone, but it's still got some of the more important features. However, things like the OCR, optical character recognition in the camera app, which allows you to basically hold the camera over text and convert that physical text to digital text. That feature is not there, and there is a couple of features that are missing. However, you still do get the majority of features. Now let's test out some apps and see how they open and function here on iOS 15. First, let's open the music app and it loads almost instantly. Next is YouTube. Again, depends on your connection, but loads really fast. Instagram, depends on your connection as usual, loads decently fast. The App Store will also take a while to load because it's a bit more heavier, but it still loads pretty fast. Safari, let's go to Apple's website. Again, loads pretty fast and the website works just fine. We'll talk about browsing a bit later. Lightroom Labs also opens decently fast. Stocks should open pretty fast as well. And now let's open a heavier app finally, which is the iTunes Store, which will take a while to load. However, it also opens decently fast. Now let's go ahead and see the multitasking and see if all the apps are still open in the background. Now you can go ahead and try and fill the entire 2 gigs of RAM on this, but iOS is that really good at RAM management. You'll probably never have to reload most or all of the apps. But there is definitely a limit and a point where apps will have to be reloaded. However, for a general user, this is not going to be an issue. So as you can see here, the multitasking works just fine. And now we can close all the apps and they will work just fine once you reload them. As you can see here, Apple's website again reloaded almost instantly when I clicked the Safari browser. And as you can see, the interface is really fast. Everything transitions very fluidly. The notification center drops down just fine, and so does the quick settings from down above over here. You can also see that the app library over here transitions very nicely when you transition into it over here. The animation is really quick and fluid, but overall you can see here that the operating system has not been slowed down whatsoever by the iOS 15 update, and everything opens fast, everything runs smoothly, the transitions are smooth, and it's just a very pleasant interface. And the update from iOS 14 to iOS 15 has not taken a toll on the performance in the interface whatsoever. Now let's run a game and see what the performance is like. Now I'm running Call of Duty here because it is one of, if not the most intensive game on the App Store. So it is a great benchmark. Now, if you don't want to see the gaming test, you can go ahead and click over to a different section in the slider bar or in the description below. As you can see, it'll take a while to load. Call of Duty anyhow takes a while to load on any phone, but an older phone like this, as you can see, it'll take a bit long, but it's not too bad. And as you can see, it's still getting its textures and stuff going. Call of Duty is like that, but there you saw it wasn't too bad. I've seen phones with way worse performance on Call of Duty there, and all the notification centers and stuff work still within the app. They won't slow down because sometimes on older phones the notification bar gets stuck while running apps like this. Let's start a match by hitting multiplayer. I'm playing as a guest here because I don't really play this game on this phone. Okay. We have a match in Nuketown here. Now, I'm not really good at Call of Duty on touchscreen, but I'm used to the controller. So as you can see, it runs just fine with a lot of people on screen and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get destroyed here. I'm not good with touch controls. Oh, so I think I got the highest kills. So either I just got lucky with a bot lobby, or I don't know what happened. I think everyone on that lobby was just a bunch of bots. So I'm still not that good with touchscreen controls. However, that is what it is. But as you saw, it runs just fine. Oh, I'm first place, so thumbs up there. As you can see, though, the game runs perfectly on the iPhone 7. So now let's talk about battery performance on the iPhone 7 running iOS 15, and I can say right off the bat, it did get a slight boost in performance, and I mean really slight. When you're not running low power mode, let's say when your low power mode is off, you'll get about 15 to 20 minutes of extra use time, and with low power mode turn on, maybe you'll get about half an hour to 35 minutes. So that is to a certain extent quite significant. It just depends on which way you look at things. For me, an extra 15 to half an hour is not a big deal. However, it again depends on how much you use it. But there's also a bigger issue here, and that's the health of your battery. Now, my battery is 100% because I replaced the battery myself, and for some reason, though I used a third-party battery, it still shows me the capacity of the battery there. Usually there should be an error over here when you put a third-party battery in there, but for some reason mine doesn't show that. It probably has not detected it. However, if you bought this phone in 2016 and it is 5 years old now, your battery is probably in the 70% health range, and it's gonna drop very fast. So you may want to consider replacing it. However, there's something that iOS 15 didn't fix, and that is the overheating issue. Even back in the day, the iPhone 7 was known to overheat quite badly, and that issue has not gone away with iOS 15. From the update from iOS 14, it has not gotten worse. neither has it gotten less. So from iOS 14 to iOS 15, the heating issue is still the same. It loses a lot of power in this way, not because of the games, not because of the apps, not because of the OS. The main place where it loses a lot of its battery is to heat. And you may have noticed I ran Call of Duty before the gaming section. When I basically started the game, my battery was at 92%, but it dropped to 88% after I just completed one game of Call of Duty for about 6 to 7 minutes. So it dropped 4% in 7 minutes on a fresh battery, mind you. This is not an old battery. Like I said, I replaced the battery. So now it's at 80% about 15 minutes later. So the phone has heated up quite a lot even after the game was closed. And that's what happens with the iPhone 7. It still does have this overheating issue. So I don't know exactly how that could be fixed, but that is an issue that's persisted in this phone, and it's going to be worse for older iPhones. But iOS 15, like I said, had only a slight boost in performance, maybe about 15 to 20 minutes without low power mode and about 30 minutes-ish with low power mode turned on. But the bigger issue here is the age of the battery and the overheating issue, which the age of the battery you may fix by replacing the battery, but the overheating issue is just a design flaw with the iPhone 7. So in terms of storage increase or decrease, because this usually happens with an update, either storage decreases to accommodate for the new features or it decreases. Now on the iPhone 7, on basically my one, as far as I can tell, it had a free space before the update of 5.3 gigs, but now after the update it has been upped to 5.8 gigs. So iOS 15 freed up a bit of space, about 500 MB roughly, 5.3 to 5.88, maybe about 600 MB roughly. This may vary from phone to phone. It's really hard to gauge exactly the space there. But after the update, I checked and I have not put anything on this phone before and after the update, so I know exactly where the storage stands. So my phone was freed of 600 MB roughly of space, but this may vary depending from phone to phone. Now for a quick Safari demo, and I'm using Safari because it's the stock browser. Let's load up Apple's website here, and as you saw, it loaded almost instantly. I always test Apple's website on my videos because it's one of the harder websites to load. It has a lot of pictures, a lot of colors, and a lot of animation, so it's a really good test for an older phone like this. But as you saw, the iPhone 7 clearly has no issue loading Apple's website. It'll load it just fine. Now let's just go to Google and search for something on Google Images. Fat cat. Let's see. So as you saw, everything loads up just fine. The browser is just the same as it was on iOS 14. It's fast, it's fluid. The multitasking works fine on the browser. You can open a bunch of tabs. You can load many websites at the same time. They load almost instantly, and you can change the tab to the older setting up top if you go into settings and you go to Safari, and you can change it back to the older layout. But I kind of like the newer layout at the bottom here where you can switch from tabs like that. But if you like the older layout, the option is in settings, Safari, and then you can see the tabs option. You can change it from there. But that is just a quick browser demo on the iPhone 7. The browser runs just fine. It's fluid, it's fast. There's absolutely no stutter whatsoever, and it's a big thumbs up from me. And for those who are wondering, the fingerprint scanner is just as fast as it was on iOS 14 and basically is still the same as it was when it was launched with iOS 10 back in the day. The speed has not changed depending on the OS update it got, and I can assume that in the future when it gets iOS 16 as well, the fingerprint scanner will remain the same. So as you can see, when the phone is fully locked and you press it and hold it like that, it unlocks pretty fast. Let's do that again. And when the screen is on, can press it and hold it, and it shows the unlock button up top there, and it locked itself again. Let me do that again. Press and hold, and it unlocks, and you press it again, it unlocks. So let me do that once more. So it is pretty damn fast, and it hasn't changed since the day it was released. Now to discuss some of the new features, and like I said earlier, I'm not going to get into too much detail on these features because this is just a performance and test video for iOS 15 on the iPhone 7. It's not a feature review video, but let's start off with Safari. Going back here into the Safari app, you can select edit over here, and you can actually add a background image now to your Safari start screen, and you have a bunch of selections over here for settings. You can also add your own image if you choose, so I'll just select that one, and we can go back. As you see, it changes color there depending on what you select, so that's a really nice feature. Now we can move on to widgets. Now, as you see, there is a bunch of widgets here. You press and hold and you can move them around. It's basically identical to what you got on iOS 14. The widgets have not changed overall. However, if you click that plus sign over there, you can go into widgets and you'll have a few new widgets as well. You get the new contacts widget. And obviously some of the apps you've added may have their widgets as well, which will be added over down here or up there, depending on how it is organized. And some widgets you may download from the App Store as well, and they'll appear over here. But then stuff like Yahoo and Google and stuff like that, they already come with their built-in widgets, which you can add from down here. But overall, the widget situation is identical to as it was on iOS 14. The widgets themselves don't impact performance whatsoever. The performance with the widgets and without the widgets on screen is absolutely no different from each other. So widgets don't contribute to any performance drops or increases, and they're just almost identical apart from the new contacts widget and some few other small features when compared to iOS 14. So that was the widget situation on iOS 15. Another cool feature that the iPhone 7 got on iOS 15 is the photo drag and drop feature, where you press and hold any photo you want to share and you can move it around like this. So move it to a side, and you can use your other finger to control the interface. You can navigate to whichever app you want to put this photo to. I'll go to messages here, hover it over the text box and let it go. And as you see, you can now send that photo or do whatever you please with it. However, sadly, the offline Siri feature is not available for the iPhone 7 running iOS 15, and it's only available for iPhone XS and above. As you see here, I've not connected the phone to the internet, and when you press and hold for Siri, it says up here, Siri not available, your phone is not connected to the internet, so that feature is not available. Also, FaceTime was supposed to have a screen share feature where you can share your screen with whoever you're calling, but due to issues with the beta version of it, it was not released at launch. However, this feature will be coming also to the iPhone 7 in the coming weeks with the iOS 15 follow-up updates once it's more polished on iOS 15, so stay tuned for that. Another cool feature that's sadly missing from the iPhone 7 is the built-in OCR, or optical character recognition, that's in the camera or the browser, where you can hold a object with some letters over there, and when you click it, you'll get a option to read the text and convert it to digital text. And on the browser, you can convert a photo text into digital text and copy and paste it the way you want. But however, as you see, it does not appear on the iPhone 7. Kind of a really nice feature there, and it's sort of a bummer that the iPhone 7 didn't get it. However, the iPhone 7 did get the all-new focus feature, which is basically do not disturb on steroids, but it helps you to focus depending on whatever you're doing at the moment, and you want to keep yourself in that state of mind. And you have multiple options here for sleep, work, and personal. This feature is sort of a mix of do not disturb and reminders, and it helps you do your work more efficiently and reminds you of stuff that you have to do or things you need to do in time, or get some sleep or whatever. I'll probably cover that feature in a separate video because it has a lot of stuff on its own. So finally, that's it for this video, and I hope this video helped you with your upgrading decision to iOS 15. And personally, what I can say is you should definitely go ahead and upgrade it. The overheating issue, I know it's still a thing and it hasn't changed from iOS 14 to iOS 15, so you might as well just go ahead and get the new features, even though the overheating issue still persists, as it has not gotten worse, neither has it gotten less. But honestly, the upgrade upgrade is definitely worth it with the extra widget features that you get, and then the drag and drop feature for photos, the new browser features, and all the general stuff that I showed you. And again, you get a slight battery boost as well. So a definite upgrade from iOS 14 for the iPhone 7. Nothing too major at the end of the day. This is an older phone, but that's what you can expect. And you'll be getting your latest security updates and stuff as well. And like I said, this thing will definitely get iOS 16 because the iPhone 6s and the SE first gen got iOS 15 as well. So it's only normal that the 7 will get 16. And probably even 17, but I cannot confirm that. But 16 is definitely a surefire upgrade. So if you're thinking of buying one of these phones and you get them for cheap, you might as well go ahead. But just remember that some features on iOS 15 are missing for the iPhone 7, but that's expected at this age. But as usual, I hope this video helped you out. And if you really did like this video, please leave a like on this video, as it helps this video get on YouTube's algorithm. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell notification button to get notified whenever I upload a new video. I'm on Instagram, Discord, and Twitter, and you can follow me on those using the links down in the description below. Thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.